Streets are crowded and buzzing with activity. Vehicles are blazing and honking along the way. People are moving in haste to catch on with their daily chores. Looking at these visuals, if you think this is Chennai or Bengaluru, you are mistaken. The air is vibrant with the ringing of bells, recitations from the temples, and devotees offering their prayers to the gods. This place could very much be mistaken for Kashi or Mathura, but it's not. What do these breathtaking views of Himalayan cedars, valleys, and snow-capped mountains remind you of? Yes, that's right. We are in the beautiful Kashmir. When we hear Kashmir, it reminds you of the columns of army patrols, checkpoints screening the lanes of vehicles every few kilometers. Isn't it what we hear and watch frequently on the television most of the time? But on the contrary, the situation is calm here. Do you recognize this place? This is the place where the dastardly Pulwama attack took place. We expected this place to be highly surveilled with security beefed up, but nothing here seems that way.
2019 ఫిబ్రవరి 14వ తేదీన పుల్వామా జిల్లాలోని లేథాపురా దగ్గర ఒక ఉగ్రమూకకి సంబంధించిన ఒక ఉగ్రవాది కారును తీసుకొని ఆర్మీ కాన్వాయ్ పైన దాడి చేశారు.
Do you remember the last scene of the movie, The Kashmir Files? This is the spot where terrorists lined up 25 Kashmiri Pandits and massacred them. We had to overcome many difficulties to reach this place. Many people warned us not to venture into this area and forfeit the travel. We also received open threats. But our resolve to show the world the injustice meted out to the Kashmiri Pandits had driven us further against all the odds. It was next to impossible for us to set foot in this place up until the abrogation of Article 370. But now that the situation is normalizing, we could come here. As the Pakistan-fueled terrorism is spiraling down to its end with the abrogation of Article 370. The Kashmir Valley is brimming with peace back again. The terror forces are not able to digest this fact and now realize that if the same situation persists in the valley, they will lose their existence. Kashmiri Pandits who were forced to flee the valley in the 90s due to their massacre are now being rehabilitated by the activities taken up by central government. 4,000 Pandits and hundreds of other Hindus have returned to the valley with aid and special package received from the Prime Minister's office. Hindu employees can now utilize SC/ST reservations and financial aid provided by the government. With these developments, many have returned back to the valley and settled down. With the successful initiation of rehabilitation program by the central government, fear has once again crept in the terrorists. Sensing that the Hindus would return and regain their position in the valley, terrorists are resorting to violent attacks. Threatened by their losing ground in the valley, they began targeted killings. This time, it's not just Kashmiri Pandits, but they also targeted other migrant Hindus in the valley. They are not sparing even the Muslims who support Hindus in the valley. In 5 months since January this year, 16 people have been killed brutally. Police personnel, teachers, sarpanches and innocent citizens have fallen victims to these extremists who are now trying to recreate the political climate akin to the 90s. The situation in the valley was calm during our visit in May. We travelled across the borders of the POJK. We performed the Rudrabhishekam amidst the fluttering flags of Pakistan and POJK short distance from the border. Not just that, we even had the holy bath in the Kishanganga river. Pranayam and Mantra Patanam were observed on the banks of the river. We never encountered any difficulties even the most frequently shelled region of Grace Valley and stayed at a nearby hotel there. Even though the terrorists are trying hard to safeguard their influence in the region, overall, there is a significant tide of change visible in the valley. After the abrogation of Article 370, a new chapter has begun in Kashmir. Drawing a line to the bloodshed perpetrated for 7 generations, Kashmir's changing fate is now visible. How are these changes possible? How do the Kashmiris see these changes? How do they view the reformative measures taken by the Indian government?
इससे पहले more than 1 lakh crore budget was given to Jammu and Kashmir for tourism, education, health sector, power projects, rail or industries के लिए. You have to accept this.
The most important part is that there was a suppressed population in Kashmir, suppressed by terrorists, suppressed by the Pakistani groups who wanted to bring a change, who wanted to live together with the Hindus, but they were suppressed.
First time in the history of Indian media, Nationalist Hub has attempted to showcase the true picture of Kashmir Valley from the ground. Nationalist Hub previously had traversed the Kashmir Valley 2 months after the abrogation of the Article 370 back in November 2019. That visit had just given a glimpse of the storm of change waiting to take over the Kashmir Valley. As we are aware, any change does not happen overnight. We have come a long way from that valley, which used to be under the strict surveillance and posts of the armed forces. Walls edged with the slogans of Pakistan Zindabad and Azad Kashmir, and texts glorifying the terrorists, a common sight, and the obligatory stone pelting in the valley every Friday. A lot of monumental changes took place in the past 2.5 years. The law and order situation in the valley had come under control due to the tough measures taken by the security forces. The schemes of the central government are now reaching to the grassroots. The region once affected with militancy is now ushering with tourists visiting in large numbers. With these series of episodes, Nationalist Hub has tried to present the buried, no, intentionally concealed factual history of Kashmir, which is the legacy of the great Lalitaditya who conquered the world. Historical details from Ashoka's time. To try and witness the real history of Kashmir as told by the Kalhana. Nationalist Hub has tried to cover all these facts.
నమస్తే. కాశ్మీర్ అనగానే మారణ హోమమని, ఉగ్రముఖులకు అడ్డా అని, వేర్పాటువాదుల చెరలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రాంతమని అందరూ చెబుతూ ఉంటారు. ముఖ్యంగా తెలుగు మీడియా, ప్రసార మాధ్యమాలన్నీ కూడా అట్లాంటి కోణంలోనే మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటాయి. బట్ వేరాస్ ఈ మధ్యకాలంలోనే 2.5 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆర్టికల్ 370 రద్దయిన తర్వాత కంచె మధ్యలో కశ్మీరం ఉందని, ముళ్ళ కంచెలో పోలీసు లేదా ఆర్మీ కనుసన్నల్లో మాత్రమే కశ్మీర్ ఉందని చెప్తున్న వాళ్ళకి సమాధానంగా ఈరోజు పరిస్థితిని మీకు నేను చూపించే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాను. టూరిస్టులు విపరీతంగా వస్తున్నారు. సుమారు 50 ఫ్లైట్స్ ఒక రోజుకి కశ్మీర్లోకి రావడం జరుగుతుంది. ప్రయాణికులు తీసుకొస్తున్నాయి టూరిస్టులని. అండ్ అట్ ది సేమ్ టైం 15,000 మందికి పైగా రోజుకి యాత్రికులు కశ్మీర్కి వస్తున్నట్టుగా తెలుస్తోంది. అండ్ ఇక్కడ హోటళ్ళన్నీ ఖాళీగా లేవు, హోటళ్ళన్నీ ఫిల్ అయిపోయిన పరిస్థితి కనబడుతోంది. అండ్ అబ్దుల్లా లేకపోతే ముఫ్తీ ఇద్దరూ చెప్తున్నట్టుగా ఇక్కడ కశ్మీర్లో పూర్తిగా భారత వ్యతిరేకత ఉంది అనే మాట అసలు పూర్తిగా అబద్ధం అనేదే నిజంగా రుజువవుతున్న పరిస్థితి. శ్రీనగర్లో మొత్తం షాపులన్నీ ఓపెన్ అయినాయి. అందరూ ఎవరి పనులు వాళ్ళు చేసుకుంటున్నారు, ఎవరి కార్యక్రమాల్లో వాళ్ళు నిమగ్నమైపోయారు. స్కూళ్ళు నడుస్తున్నాయి, కాలేజీలు నడుస్తున్నాయి, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ప్రతిదీ
సర్వసాధారణమైనటువంటి జీవితాన్నే ప్రస్తుతం శ్రీనగర్లో మనం చూస్తూ ఉన్నాం. అండ్ ఈ విషయాన్ని తెలుగు మీడియా చెప్పదు. అండ్ నేను పూర్తి వివరాలతో మీకు అనేక వీడియోల రూపంలో మీకు అందించే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నాను. సో నేషనలిస్ట్ హబ్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకొని మీ అభిప్రాయాల్ని మాతో పంచుకోండి. అండ్ అట్ సేమ్ టైం నేను ఇచ్చే లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్ కోసం చూస్తూ ఉండండి. స్టే ట్యూన్.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.